Okay, everyone. So I've got a couple activities that we're going to start with. The first one, many kids have probably done, and adults might have too, but the reason that it gets done so much is because it's a fan favorite. It is to build a bridge. So you can use any supplies that you have on hand. This is one reason it's so popular in the STEM lab, because you can really kind of just use whatever you happen to have. No need to go to the store for this one. Just raid the recycle bin in the pantry. You just need bridge making supplies. So you could use dried spaghetti and mini marshmallows. We've done that before. You could also use toothpicks instead of the pasta. You can use any type of like Play-Doh, clay, if you have any clay on hand, crafting clay. You can use rolled up newspaper sheets and tape, something as simple as that. If you want to get outdoors, you've got some wood outside, or twigs or sticks, you can use rope and wood. And all you have to do is make a bridge between one spot to another. So you're going to bridge the gap between two different areas, and this can be as big or as small as you like. Have fun with it. While you work, I encourage you to talk about the way a bridge can be a symbol for bringing two sides together. So when something divides two groups, a bridge can bring them together. And I want you to maybe think about what are some of the things that can divide people. And then after you've maybe talked a little bit about how people can feel divided from one another, maybe think about how Jesus has been described or seen as a bridge by many people. And what do you think that means? How can Jesus be a bridge between people who are different than us, who are divided from us? And so think about that for our first activity. Our next activity, adults are probably really going to need to step in with this one. Unless you're me, and then I'm not very great at origami. And so I'm probably going to turn this over to my 9-year-olds to do. So there are instructions included for a simple crane from a square of paper. So all you need for this are paper squares. You don't need any special origami paper. You can just cut paper, a normal size sheet of paper, and it can be recycled paper into a square shape. And before you get started, let me share a story about why you are going to be folding a crane from this paper. So in Japan, children write their prayers and hopes for peace on paper cranes after they make them. And there is a story behind this tradition. So Sadako is a young Japanese girl that was badly affected by the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima at the end of World War II. She was taken to the hospital for treatment. And so at the hospital, the nurses encouraged Sadako and the other kids to take their medicine. So by folding them origami figures out of skull medicine wrappers. So the nurses, being amazing nurses, the heroes that they were, would fold all of the little medicine squares into these origami shapes to make the children want to take their medicine. Sadako's favorite was the crane. And part of this was probably because an old Japanese legend stated that anyone who faithfully folded 1,000 cranes would have their wish fulfilled. And so Sadako began folding cranes, and her wish was, of course, that she would recover. However, she eventually began to sense that she was not going to get any better from the effects of the radiation. And so then she changed her wish and prayed instead for peace between the countries of the world. And so with every crane she folded, she whispered, "I will write peace on your wings, and you will fly over the world." And so she folded 664 cranes before she sadly died. And the children of Japan learned of Sadako's wish. And so they stepped up and they began folding the cranes. And actually, there's a holiday celebrated on August 6th every year, and it's on Hiroshima Day. And on that day, you can see thousands of paper cranes suspended from the tower in Hiroshima Peace Park. So I want you guys to try your hand at folding some paper cranes. And while you're working, maybe think about why it can be so hard for people to be at peace with each other. Why do we fight so much? Why do we always see the differences and not the things that we share? And so have fun with creating yourself some paper cranes.